Now, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, the Lord is speaking to the prophet, and he said, what am I going to answer the Lord when he speaks? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. Write the vision. Now, when he said make it plain on tablets, they didn't have all these little tablets like people have now. He's not talking about your iPad or your phone or whatever, but they had tablets that they would write on. And there were tablets of clay, or they could have papyrus, or different types of materials that they might write on. But today, you can actually write it on your tablet. You can write it on your phone. You can write it on some paper. You can put a note on your mirror. You can write down these things that God's put in your heart. Do you know that they say there's only 3% of people that write down their vision? And those 3% are far miraculously more successful and reach and see the accomplishment of those vision than those who simply have a vision that don't write it down. So what is it about? The Word of God tells us we're to write the vision. We're to write it out. What are you planning for this year as God leads you? Where are you planning to become stronger in the Lord this year? We so admire Marissa this morning talking about, I want to know more of Him. I want to be more aware of His presence. I want to have less of me and more of Him spiritually. Yes, we are fasting, but not just for this season. Throughout the year, we want to be focusing on the Lord and His presence in our life. You see, those are worthy objectives. Those are worthy visions. Those are worthy dreams, because what she's seeing in her spirit is, as I am focusing on the Lord, I'm going to sense His presence, and His presence is going to direct me. His presence is going to inspire me. His presence is going to motivate me and encourage me, and I will share Him with others. There's no telling what amazing things will happen in my life this year as I more focus on the Lord. Do you see what I'm saying? So write those things down. Number one, this is what I'm expecting in this year. Number two, this is what I'm believing God for this year. Number three, this is how I see myself developing in this area of my life this year. Number four, this is what I'm believing God in my family. And one of those things I strongly urge you in is to believe God for the salvation of you and your children and your grandchildren. The Word of God promises us salvation for us and our household. Those big problems that you've been dealing with for years, or there might be a situation in your family and your ancestry that's passed down from one to the other to the other. You can be the person that stands up and says, this year it's going to stop. Maybe the great-grandfather was an alcoholic, the grandfather was an alcoholic, the father was an alcoholic. You and your children and your grandchildren don't have to be alcoholics. But someone has to stand up and say, we're breaking this cycle. Someone say, our family is not good with money. Wait a moment. Or our family is not good at this. Or our family fails at this. Listen, you can turn it around by the word of faith which we preach. It's near you, even in your mouth. The word of faith we preach is in your mouth. But you have to speak it. You have to declare it. You have to write it down. You have to look at it. And you will see it miraculously come to pass. Do you believe that? Write the vision. Why should we write the vision? Because when we write the vision and we put it in front of us, and you begin to see it, you begin to gravitate toward it, you begin to see it come to pass. God is so awesome. He amazes me all the time. God amazes me. There is no depth of His wisdom and His understanding. Do you know, if you took your hand and did it like this and put it on the back of your head, back there in that little area right there is the RAS system. You know where you can't get it from Walmart. You can't order it on Amazon. God put a little bundle of nerves at the base of your brain called the reticular activating system. And what it does, it helps determine what you focus on. I'll explain it this way. I was taking my granddaughter to lunch about 5 years ago. She was about 13 at the time. And she said, "Papa, when I get older, I'm going to get a Hummer." I said, "You are?" She said, "Yeah, I'm going to get a Hummer when I get older." "Oh, look, see one, there's one right there, Papa. There's a yellow one." "Oh, look, there's a white one, Papa." "Oh, there's a black one right there." I promise you, from my office to lunch, which was about 7 or 8 minutes away, we saw 4, 5, 6, 7 Hummers. And I hadn't been seeing Hummers, but she's seeing Hummers. Why? Because that's what was in her heart, in her mind, emotions, and will. This is what she had determined. This was a little objective that she had in her life. This was a goal, if you will. And now that she had said, "I like Hummers," the RAS system now is focusing on Hummers, and she's seeing Hummers all over the place. Do you hear what I'm saying? You see a roofer, when he drives down the road, you just see the road. No. When a roofer drives down the road, he goes, they need a roof right there. Oh, I see shingles missing over there. Oh, wow, they really need a roof. Oh, the storm got into that roof. He sees roofs. Oh, he sees roofs. You don't see roofs. Even the people that live in their house don't see roofs that's missing shingles, but a roofer sees missing shingles everywhere. You see, if you're a painter and you drive down the road, you go, "Boy, they need paint. Oh, I need to stop by. That house needs painting." You see, whatever is in front of you, that's what you will focus on. You see what I'm saying? Have you ever got a different car? My son brought to me a Land Rover, and he said, "Dad, drive this. It's just in the parking garage. It's a setting here. Drive it." And so I've been driving it. Hey, I'll drive. Bring it to me. I'll drive it. You know what? Now I see Land Rovers everywhere. Oh, there's a white one. Oh, there's a black one. There's a parking. I can't tell you how many I parked next to the last few weeks. Why? Because my RAS system, it's about Land Rovers. I'm seeing them, and they're all over the place. I wasn't even seeing them before. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm saying what you put in front of you begins to manifest. It begins to multiply. You begin to be aware of it. My goodness, I want to tell you a big one. If you put poverty in front of you, that's all you will see. That's all you will hear. That's all you'll be aware of is lack, and you'll see it everywhere. You begin to put in front of you, "God is my supply. God is my help. God is my abundance. God is my provider." Oh, you'll see an opportunity over here. You'll see an opportunity over here. You'll see an opportunity over here. You'll see a way over here, because that's what you're drawn to. I am blown away by how God created that. None of us went to the doctor and said, "I'll tell you what, doctor, I need a reticular activating system." And he said, "I'll tell you what, I can fix you up with one. It's going to be $39,000, but it's going to be worth every penny of it." No, God gave it to you. Amen. Women that are into sewing, they see it everywhere. You go in the store, can't find her, just go to the sewing department. She's back there looking at materials. Because that's what she's into. So what are we going to be into? What are we going to focus on? The Word of God said, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet. It's a light unto my path. It's lighting up my steps. This is what I see. This is what I think about. This is what I hear about. This is what I'm believing for. This is what is coming to pass in my life, because God designed me to move toward what I think about most." You ever seen someone run off the road and hit one of these utility poles? Now, today on the way home, or this week, just notice how far apart they are. Why do people run into utility road, the poles, when they run off the road? They ease off the shoulder, they get off the road, and they go, "I don't want to hit the pole, I don't want to hit the pole, I don't want to hit the pole." Bam! They run right into the pole. There may be 200 or 300 yards apart. There's plenty of room not to hit the pole, but they're focusing on what they don't want, and they get it. Don't focus on what you don't want. Don't focus on what you can't have. Don't focus on what you can't achieve, because if God put it in your spirit, it's doable. Can you hear what I'm saying today?